There's a lot of things you have to learn of like what helps your team and what hurts them. And previously, as like a head coach in Challengers, I'm very like energetic, passionate, love to like I scream a lot in the booth. But I kind of had to learn like how I can better myself to better my team. And a lot of that was just being emotionally intelligent and stoic when needed. And that's just something I just learned over time, especially towards the end of the run there. Yeah, I'll be 26 in November.
Oh, snap.
I had one of the Riot people tell me that I'm the youngest head coach right now.
You probably are you're younger than a lot of some of the players.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel a little bit weird because I feel like old in esports, but then I'm like a young coach.
Yeah, no, that's all cool. I mean, I feel like for kind of the non-player stuff, it's 25 and up usually.
Yeah.
Like I'm 29, so it's all
Are
chill.
you really?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought you were like 22.
Oh.
No, your skin's so like clear. I thought you were
thank
super
you.
young.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no, me, Pedro, and Ravish are all the same age.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dude.
I guess interviewers, that's the age for it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the stresses like you guys. We just ask you how you feel after losses and wins.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with that, dude, congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's got to feel great.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably my favorite win I've ever had as a coach, assistant coach. Just really proud of the guys, to be honest. They've worked super hard. It's been like a really long, like 7 to 10 days. Kind of just been one long day, what it feels like. But just really happy to pull it out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, something I was really impressed was just some of your timeouts, especially on map 1, like especially in the overtime when I think you won defense and then you called a timeout even after winning, and then you set your team up for success on the attack side. Can you run me through what you were talking about with the guys in that moment?
Yeah, so I took the tack after the first 2 rounds of OT. Kind of just wanted to give them like a 2-round game plan, 1 round for defense, 1 round for attack. And kind of just apply some of the things that were going wrong from the regulation and kind of just fix those with the tack and kind of set ourselves up for the OT. So just kind of gave them like a 2-round plan, kind of gave them like a whole round picture of what we're trying to do and what kind of like worked for us during regulation and just try to build it around that.
Yeah, and I mean, something that's been really cool is ever since, I won't count like your first week ever since the switch because well, I feel like you only had like 2 days, right?
It was about 3 days full, yeah.
Yeah. So then how did you go about breaking down the weeks in terms of what you wanted to see from your team or like what you wanted them to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, after we had we had a long team talk before the change happened. So there's just like a lot of discussion of, what's wanted from me. And I kind of just broke down each day and just applied like goals, both small and big. Like overall goal, like going into the Lao game, was just kind of see where our map pool's at and then kind of expand on it from there if things were going bad in that series and kind of just work on them going into play-ins. So it was just a lot of different stuff, macro, micro, kind of focusing on like a lot of different aspects in terms of like communication, micro team play, still focusing on like the individual agency and risk taking, trying to refine that. It was kind of just like getting everything laid out and then kind of just refining and just getting the process as good as it can be.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say was the first focus? Was I guess week 3, which was like last week, focused centered around more communication, and then this week was more about like the micro and macro?
Yeah, I think the first few days were all about approach. We were kind of trying to limit test like how far we can push our individualism and still kind of build our like larger picture and like team plays around that. So the first couple of days we're obviously working on our map pool, trying to get new strats, playbook, protocols, but it was also more important to see like how we wanted to play and just how far we could push it before having to like draw it back and find a middle ground is what we call it. It's finding our balance. So it was mostly about approach at the start.
That's cool. And ever since the switch of just you stepping into the head coach role and then Ime just moving into the assistant coach role, how has your role, I guess, shifted? Are you focusing it? Do you have just more control over the schedule of setting the goals? And then what are some of the things that you have to take a step back from now that you're kind of more in this leadership position? Yeah,
it's more of just kind of larger influence overall across the board, kind of get to determine what maps we scrim, our game plans going in, kind of just what our day-to-day goals are, like you're saying. Previously, it was kind of just like a supportive role as an assistant, just doing whatever was needed on a day-to-day basis, which could have been like antes or just getting like new set plays or pistols or whatnot. So it was kind of just like filling in the gaps previously, but now I kind of just set up like the whole structure of everything and kind of just utilize Emmy in that way. And he's been very good about it. So he's kind of just doing a lot of things that I used to. It's kind of just been like a role reversal. I'm doing his jobs that he was doing previously, and he was kind of doing my jobs that I was.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because something that I feel like was Ian's big strength, especially in 2025, was I feel like he was really good at studying teams.
Yeah,
and then being able to do anteing. Like I still remember, they didn't end up winning it, but like the Sentinel series in playoffs and like their energy series, like adding an ISO with all those different stuff. Is he kind of just focusing on things like that more now in the assistant coach role?
Yeah, antes are something that used to take me a very long time. And he's very efficient and productive about it without sacrificing any correctness or detail. So having him support me with that frees up so much of my schedule to like just do other things that the team needs. So he's really been like, he's been prospering in that role. And I think the ante today really helped us because when things started going wrong, we had solutions kind of already predetermined. And then our game plan was kind of built around that. So he's been very good in that aspect.
That's cool. And it's cool to see the team just make those improvements with everything.
Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about just a bit of your past because you have a very structured mindset towards things, which I think bodes well towards setting goals with stuff. Was that something that you learned at SRG, or was that something that you were developing even before you had kind of been a bit more in the spotlight like that?
Yeah, I kind of think my whole career's kind of like helps do that in a lot of ways. Being an IGL as a player for 3 or 4 years and then taking over head coach roles and challengers, you kind of just learn the process throughout everything. And then being with Shopify was really like where I made the biggest leap, I think. Learning from Mel and Effie's. They're great people, leaders, and they have so much experience and knowledge that I really just try to learn from them as much as they learn from me. So being with Shopify really just kind of took a boost for me. And that's where I learned pretty much the majority of things that are helping me out this year.
Yeah, actually, did you get this position because of like a rec from Effie's? Because I know like Effie's, Ian, Jordan, they're all together on V1 before. So he was like, yo, this guy, it's got great structure. This man knows his Google spreadsheets.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely like a word put in, but I still did like the open application and interview process and everything.
Yeah.
So I did all the work that I normally would have for any team that I didn't have like a connection with, I guess.
Yeah.
So I still did everything. Took a lot of time to do the open application, and I guess it kind of just worked out with having a good experience with Loic.
I mean, you also had a really good body of work too, like second at the Game Changers World Championships with everything.
Still hurts a little bit.
Oh, yeah, happens.
Yeah.
It's hard to, I don't think I've ever seen a 3, I mean, that's the closest thing I've seen to I don't want to say closest, that just was a dynasty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I learned so much from that experience at GCC and just being with them that if we didn't have those experiences, I would not probably be like as prepared or ready to be in this role. I learned just so much from them, especially in person at like the Riot Arena and everything, that there was just so much that I could take away from that and just apply to this year.
What do you feel like was the biggest thing that you learned from there? When I spoke to Mel, she's very big on mental health and just good at, explaining her emotions. Yeah,
I think the biggest thing was emotional intelligence. I come from like a sports background. I've been in esports since I was like 11 years old. So I've been doing it a while, but there's a lot of things you have to learn of like what helps your team and what hurts them. And previously as like a head coach in challengers, I'm very like energetic, passionate, love to like I scream a lot in the booth, but I kind of had to learn like how I can better myself to better my team. And a lot of that was just being emotionally intelligent and stoic when needed. And that's just something I just learned over time, especially towards the end of the run there.
That's cool. I mean, how did you apply that increased emotional intelligence with this team specifically, and being able to say, hey, I know it's a rough start with things, but we still have plans, and then it's legitimately not out of the realm to make champs even with the slow start?
Yeah, you just kind of realize that you got to be a rock for your team. They're going to feed off if you have bad energy, bad body language, if you're not positive. And a lot of the times you can say the right thing, but if you don't go about saying it in the right tone or, verbiage, then it's not going to connect as it should. So I just learned a lot of that. And I think it's just helped out a lot because there's so much more pressure overall in VCT, so much more eyes on you, so much more expectations. So with all that coming in, previously I used to get kind of like anxious or just, not as confident in myself because, being in GC, there's a lot of eyes on SRG. But I kind of just learned that you just got to tune it out and then just focus on what you can and then just, handle the things that are within your grasp.
Well, I want to give you these 5 moments just to talk to Cloud9 fans because they're definitely tuned in on just social media and just everything. Yeah. Which is nice, actually. In a way.
I mean, I see them at the meet and greet after every match, and they're just so nice.
Yeah.
We haven't had the best year, that's pretty obvious, but they've been through it with us all, and they just support us the entire way. I get so many nice DMs from fans and just talking to you guys at the arena, and it's just been awesome. I've never had like such support holistically for myself or the team. They really just help push us forward. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
and best of luck in plans.
Thank you. Appreciate it.